Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the world of online advertising with a specific emphasis on Google Ads. And if you've ever wondered how to set up a Google ad campaign, then you're in the right place. Today, I'm going to emphasize on how to set up a Google campaign and how to set up ad groups, as well as variations of keywords and how they're implemented. And also just basically how to run an effective Google Ads campaign. I'm logged on right now to ads.google.com under how it works. So, how to set up your first Google Ads campaign. They've broken it down into 5 easy steps. And so that's good to compartmentalize things so that we know where we are at all times. The first step is to add your business info. And once we hit that start now button on the top right, we'll start to see these screens come alive. Select your first goal would be the second step. Your goals would be based on purchase, lead form. Some companies want to get a lead form filled out to get customers to opt in, potential customers to opt in, page views, and brand awareness. Some campaigns are just based on getting the word out or getting their logo into faces of people before they actually drop their offer. So yeah, select your goal, create your ads. Your ads entail two things: your pictures, your photos that illustrate your story, and also your copy, the words you use to call out your potential customers. So, and the fourth thing is to choose your audience and budget. Your audience, whether it be 25 to 35-year-olds in certain locations, certain cities, or worldwide or nationwide, whatever you're after, and obviously budget is are you spending $25 a day? Because we're talking about automated bidding, so programmatic bartering for the attention of the clicks. So $25, $50 a day, but not always the person that spends the most money gets the valuable clicks because ad relevance is very, very important. Does your keywords match your ads? Not always the person with the biggest budget that wins. Finalizing and launching your campaign, who we're targeting, where we're targeting, and we've got our ad copy that says tells a story that we want to tell. Then we click launch. Okay, so now let's go ahead up to the start now button and get started. So we click start now, and we're asked to create our first campaign in a few simple steps. So we're going to add our business information, create your ad, and set your budget. So let's go ahead and click create your first campaign. By default, I've already got my Rogers Media Mindset. It's my company name, the company website, and self-explanatory. Just keep going. Click next. So it's going to ask us to link our YouTube account, our Google business profile, any other mobile apps or phone numbers to this Google account, Google ad account. So, I mean, you can do that at a later time, but for the purpose of the video, we're just going to keep it moving. Choose your goal for the campaign. Purchases are going to be e-commerce, Shopify, or any e-commerce website where you sell products via your website. Select the lead form is used when we want to have our potential clients opt in to a newsletter or just information where we can reach out. Phone calls are usually used by service-based businesses who rely on phone calls, plumbers, pest control, junk removal. They rely on phone calls to get business. Page views. Some companies just simply want to get eyeballs on their website, but just any company that just wants to get you to their page for a particular reason. Brand awareness. Some large companies rely on brand awareness. They just want the public widespread to know who they are, where they are, and what they do. Just keep going. Well, we need to choose one. So you can't move on unless you choose one. Let's choose submit lead forms, and then we'll go ahead and move on. The computer by default tries to make us use a performance max campaign, which is a widespread advertisement across all Google platforms. And that's not what we want. So let's go with phone calls and see if that gives us, if that puts us back in a search campaign, Performance Max, which we don't want. Search. There we go. So choose a campaign type and make sure that you've chosen search as a campaign type. Change campaign. Yes. So Performance Max advertises across all these platforms, which is going to be quite expensive. When we do a search campaign, we're simply going to be dealing with search. So you can see that right there. But these are the different certifications that you can receive: search, display, shopping. But we're not talking about certifications right now. We're at building a campaign, and we want to build a search campaign. So that was a good exercise. Define who should see your ads. So what happens is once we give the Google our website, by default, it goes ahead and creates these keywords for us. But about these keywords, right? Keyword list types. Keywords allow our ads to be triggered when certain search criteria is entered into the Google search engine. Three basic keyword list types we're going to cover today. Broad match, it's a wide net, no parentheses needed. Phrase match, which is needs quotations around the phrase, and exact match, which requires brackets in order to specify a certain search criteria. So let's go a little deeper into these keyword match types. Broad match is Google Ads' default keyword match type because it's broad and brings back a lot of results. And sometimes those results aren't even related to your particular ad or query unless you've specified the marketing objectives of your client, because it can be very wasteful. So be careful. This could be not good for your client if you have not defined the marketing objectives, because those create clicks and clicks have to be paid for. So, misspellings, variations, synonyms, job, gig, work, office, boss, employee. So just a variation of words that may not be related to your search will happen. So be leery of that. But broad match is amazing if that's the goal of your client, if that's the marketing objective. So phrase match requires quotations around the phrase. So phrase match is more flexible than exact match, but more targeted than broad match. I'll repeat that. Phrase match is more flexible than exact match, but more targeted than broad match. So anything inside of that parentheses, beside of that quotation goes blue, electric vehicle, blue, in any order, obviously. So that's what phrase match is. And if you want to get more granular and specific, then you would use a phrase match. Exact match has brackets around the keywords. Exact match brings back results from specific user searches, same meaning, spot on search criteria. So everything within the framework of the brackets has to be spot on exact. Men's bicycle, not bicycles for men, not men on bicycles, not men with bicycles, only men's bicycles. Let's jump back in. Let's take a look at the right panel and we'll see we're we have submitted our business information. We're in the process of creating a campaign. So we've chosen a goal, we've chosen the campaign. We're in a keyword selection right now, but based on our last tutorial, keyword tutorial, you'll see now you know what words without parentheses in this box mean. You know what words with quotations in this box means, and you know words with brackets, you also know what that means. Google Ads has crawled our website and came up with these keywords. Now if we're going to launch a real campaign, we would kind of be more specific and use a lot more thought process to make sure the keywords are exactly what we desire, because that's a key, right? That's how your ads are triggered. So The next step is to create an ad and select a bidding strategy as well as set the budget. So that's what we're going to do as we continue. But right now, let's take a look at our target audiences. And so what we see is we have an option of all countries, United States, Canada, United States, or custom. So me personally, I'm in the Phoenix location. Well, actually, I'm in Scottsdale. So we want to let's just select the language. What we want to do is select a location. I'm going to put Scottsdale, Arizona, and I can just select that. And that would give me the Arizona location. And if I wanted to say I wanted to exclude one of the largest cities here in Arizona, which would be Phoenix. And as you see, if I wanted to exclude Phoenix, I could just hit the exclude. It would eliminate Phoenix from my suggested audiences. Okay. So there you have that. Language, not a no brainer. You can put in the language you want. Now here's an interesting thing right here. Now this is target. If you want to target either one of these, target people in regularly in your area, that would be a no-brainer to hit that one. But sometimes you want a broader thing, you go here. So, and if you want to exclude anyone, you would select one of these. Language, I'm going to use English. I do uh, create some ads in Portuguese, and so I'll be adding Portuguese to this at a later date, but not this particular one. So audience segmentation, we can search who they are and what that means. We can see their parental status. We can see their marital status. We can click on any of these, but be aware at their education level, obviously. But be aware when you start to get really targeted, you're competing against others who are probably competing for the same clicks. So this type of targeting can get a little more expensive. So in this case, you'd probably want to stay a little broader. Targeting settings for the campaign. So you can select one of these. And take a look at networks. I don't go with the display network at all because when you're targeting, when you're looking at search network, you're dealing with clicks that have intent. These people are actually looking for what it is you're selling, a plumber, a landscaper, a digital marketer, or architect. They're looking for a specific good or service. Whereas with display networks, your ad is being shown to people who aren't necessarily searching for your particular product. Mhm. So click done and click next. Welcome to the create an ad page. This is the first visual representation of our account creation. So this is the fun part because we actually get to see how the ad looks on mobile. This is the mobile view, and that's the desktop view. So let's just stay in the mobile view. And what we're going to take a look at here by default, Google Ads has been extracting information from my URL, Rogers Media Mindset. And right here, this is display path. Display path has no, it's here. This is display path right here. You can see it right here. It has no SEO implications at all. It's just a visual for anyone who might click on your ad to show where they're going. I just put gateway because it opens the door. So a lot of people would just put marketing here, marketing, and as you see, it changed right here to marketing. So just a visual. So let's take a look at the headlines. It actually requires between 4 and 15 headlines because Google does the serves and tests these headlines. The main thing about headlines is you need to have your keyword in your headlines in order to drive this drive this score up, I need to include more keywords in my headlines and also in my descriptions. And if you saw that, that would make that go up. Let's not overcomplicate the headlines. What we can do is we can just go to the market, Google's Ad Transparency Center, and at this location, every single ad that's running on the Google search network is going to be visible to us as public information. Let's just take a look at the Google search network, and let's go New York. I usually pick on New York because every great movie that I've ever seen about marketing and advertising was based in New York. So why not get inspiration from the best? So let's take a look at here, Hawk Media, top digital marketing company over 10 years and 4,500 plus brands grown. So, and these are sponsored ads. So you know that these ads are getting clicks for these clients because they're paying for that's ranking, which is at the top. So, but just be aware of the Google Ad Transparency Center because if you want to research a company or you want to take a look at what a certain marketing agency is doing, let's take a look at that one. Let's take a look at Hawk Media, see what they're doing. Take a look at Hawk Media. I'll copy that and I'll paste it right here. I'll paste it right here in this search box. And they're running 200 ads. Let's take a look. And there you go. Over 10 years and 4,500 brands grown. We emphasize marketing, performance, and driving ROI. So you can take inspiration from any of these ads because they're running quite a bit. Hawk Media. And so we can take inspiration from these headlines and descriptions and put them and add them to our own campaign. So we can do that and get that filled out. And so just hope that helps. I mean, there's a science to this, and you want to at least have a basic understanding of what this is. So what you're looking at the URL, you're looking at the display path. Here we're looking at the headline, and here we're looking at our description. And as we scroll further down, we get into our site links, and they just add to our opportunity to make the potential client click. Okay, so let's just move on. Okay, so now we've come to set a bid strategy, and right now we're just going to maximize clicks. We can change the bid strategy right here depending on what our goals are. So uh, as a first time creating a Google ad, we want to stick to clicks, but conversions are a possibility. Conversion value is a possibility depending on the client, and impression share as well. But we want to just concentrate on clicks because that's the basis of a search campaign. When it comes to setting a budget, go into that with the understanding that we want to set a relatively low budget, but just to make sure that we are receiving impressions so that we are getting quality responses from the market as to if the consumer likes that ad. Because once we find an ad that seems to get that is getting a positive response, that's when we want to not go all in, but that's when we want to increase our budget, and so that we don't waste money. So just be aware that when you first set a budget, set the budget what your client's capability is, but at the same time, you even if they do have a lot of money, you still want to set a reasonable budget because you need to get that positive response from the market before you start increasing budget. So that's why we can set it using this set a custom budget button. And yeah, just set a budget with the understanding that we need to do some testing in the market to find out which ad that we can get behind and start increasing the budget. So let's just click next. So now we've gotten to where we can get into put in our credit card details so we can jump right into the interface, the dashboard of the Google Ads. So we can show you some stuff right there. So listen, here we are at the Google Ads dashboard, and pay very close attention to this because it's very easy to get overwhelmed by the Google Ads software experience. The main thing I want to talk to you about is cost metrics versus performance metrics. You need to be able to distinguish the difference in order to uh, wrap your head around what's going on this platform. So if we take a look at the blue box, it's a cost metrics, and the red box, it's a performance metrics, right? There's cost, there's impressions, and there's average CPC, right? Which obviously is a cost metric, like an average cost per click. And then here we just have overall costs in the white box. So we can click down on the arrow on cost right here, and you see that they actually have separated it for you to a degree. So you see performance at the top, clicks. Click is going to be a performance metrics, right? It's not has nothing to do with cost, it's the number of clicks. Impressions. The number of impressions are the number of times that your ad showed. Click through rate. Now, that's a performance metrics, the number of times people saw your ad and clicked through to it, right? So, average CPC or average cost per click, now that sounds like a cost metric. So, and then cost, and then you have interactions, and then you have a interaction rate. So that's the over a period of time how often your ads were interacted with, right? To a degree of a percentage. So here you have conversions, you have conversion value, um, cost conversions, which are obviously cost metrics. So just as a key for you is to be able to I know for me personally, I can speak for personal experience. For me personally, it was very important for me to wrap my head around until I started to, come out of the weeds and say, okay, these are cost metrics, these are performance metrics. Let me put these in a location and figure out how I can compare the two in order to analyze and optimize my Google ad for my client. So hope that helps because that's a key. And again, and you can put the out of these four boxes, you can put the metrics that are most important to you and your client on the top of the dashboard so you can see them on a daily basis. I hope that helps. So this date box right here, they actually it can be customized, but you can actually look into because sometimes you may have multiple campaigns running, and you would see all the campaigns you have running over here in this drop down where your campaigns are running. But this box is invaluable because you don't want to be reading data and then realize that you weren't looking at the dates and times that were important to you. So you can figure out what happened in April, May, June, July, and so forth and so on. You can look at today, yesterday, last 7 days, last 14 days, and all this is done from this box right here. So when you manipulate your timings, then you get an accurate reporting done from here. So let's go take a look at goals. And one of the key metrics is conversion goals. And so you click diagnostics and you can set up your conversion tracking. Okay. Now, conversion tracking is when you put a small snippet of code on your website or your client's website. And what that will do, we can get an idea of how long they've been on your site, how long they stayed on your site, and where they've come from, and what their general consumer habits are. So that's a small snippet of code, and we call that conversion tracking, which gives us an indication of where and when. And the rules of Google Analytics and GA4 are changing when it comes to cookies and this type of thing. So it's a very fluid technology. Obviously, with AI coming on and with more artificial intelligence things taking effect of the internet. But for right now, that small snippet of code um, convert with allows us to track consumers is still very prevalent. So conversion tracking is key, and it's under Go. That was my overview of the Google Ad platform. Thanks for tuning in, man. If you like and subscribe, and if you have any questions at all about anything, go ahead and leave a comment. I read all my comments, and you help me out with the algorithm. Like and subscribe to the channel. 'Cause, that helps me out a lot. I'm trying to grow. Yeah, so we'll perfect. Not only are we perfecting Google Ads platform, but we're also perfecting our ability to deliver these types of videos as well. Um, there's some fantastic tools that I'm using that I'll leave in the description that you might be interested in. Uh, I am an affiliate marketer as well, so you can help me out with any of the affiliate programs that I mentioned in my description. But anyway, man, like and subscribe and leave a comment. And just tell me what you think about what we've covered. So see you on the next video.